Hey, what's up everybody? It's Brian with First Shot Tactical, back with another video for you here today. And today we're doing a quick unboxing and install of the Cat X Pro from Cyelee Optics. Optic companies seem to be a dime a dozen these days, but the Cyelee ones, from what I've seen online, seem to be pretty decent. So we're gonna go ahead and get this guy installed, do some testing later. But again, for now, this will just be an unboxing and install in case you have picked one of these up. So let's see what all comes with it. Got everything out of the package. As far as what comes with it here, we have kind of like the owner's manual here as far as how to use it. You have a little card telling you here how to zero the optic as far as windage and elevation and which way to click it. Oh, this is actually pretty cool. They actually give you a zeroing chart for if you zero your optic for 5 yards, 10 yards, or 25 yards, what your groupings would actually look like at each of the distances. I think this is actually pretty helpful for a lot of new people to the gun industry getting their first red dot, because this is a budget-friendly red dot. So a lot of new gun owners might pick this up, and this is going to be helpful, basically telling them, hey, zero your stuff for 25 yards. Or if you do zero it for 10 or 5, just know your holds. We also got a Cyelee sticker here, pretty cool. A cleaning cloth, pretty standard. We got some wrenches here, looks like 2 different ones, one for adjusting windage and elevation and the other for installing it. And then they give you a bunch of screws. You can see they actually give you 2 bags of all the different screws you might have to mount this. And then lastly, and most importantly, we have our optic. And well, I guess this is kind of 2 parts here. Once we get this off, come on, there we go. So we actually have our optic, and you got an optic cover if you want to use that as well. So again, this is the Cat X Pro, and this is a RMSC footprint. So basically like a Holosun 407K or 507K. Functionality here, you got a plus and minus on the side here. On the other side, you have a side load battery, which is nice. You have your adjustments on the right side of the optic here, as well as on the top as well. And then let's go ahead and turn this on and see what it looks like. We're gonna hit the plus button, and there we go, our optic is on. We'll take a closer look at the reticle here in a sec, but before we do that, let's actually get this mounted to our Hellcat Pro. The Hellcat Pro does come optics ready, but it's not for the footprint that we have here, which is why we are going to need an optic plate adapter like this one here from CH Precision. This plate adapter is going to work for our Cyelee optic we're mounting, or this would actually work for a Holosun 407 or 507K as well. So to install this, we're going to go ahead and drop this in the correct spot, just like that. Next, we're gonna grab our optic, and we're gonna go ahead and put this right on top, make sure it lines up. Perfect, looks good there. We're gonna hold this in place, and then now we're gonna get the right screws. Again, you can use the screws provided, you just gotta find the right ones. And before we go screwing in our screws, I do like to add some blue Loctite to the screws. So I'm gonna go ahead and give a dab on both of these screws. Dab. Dab. And then next we are going to need a screwdriver, and I recommend using a Torx screwdriver because we want to do it. I typically do like 12 inch-pounds for tightening this. So we're going to grab this back, make sure that that plate adapter is good still, and then again reline up our optic, make sure that's good. We're going to hold this into place. Grab our first screw right here. We can drop it in like that. And actually I'm going to drop both in right now. Grab the other one, drop it in like that. And then now I'm going to take our screwdriver and we're going to go ahead and start screwing these in. That click there on the screwdriver means that it is now at 12 inch-pounds and we are torqued down and all set. And the last thing I like to do, and this is optional, is actually add a paint marker indication on our screws we just did. So that way we can see that these are not backing out on the range when we're using it. I'm going to go ahead and actually put this on the stand so you all can see it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and let's make sure we got some paint there. And I'm just gonna draw a line across the screws. And then now we're gonna let that dry and we'll be all set. And then here's what it looks like looking down the optic. You have a small dot in the center with a larger one around it. And the cool thing about this is you can change the reticle on it. So if you press and hold the plus button here, you can now see that it is just the dot. And then if we press and hold that plus button again, you can now see that it is just the larger circle around it and no dot in the center. And then when you press and hold, it brings you back to the original one. For brightness settings, right now this is on the highest brightness, but then we can go ahead and dim it down. I'm gonna tap one at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you can see it's basically off at that point. Then if you want to increase the brightness, just go ahead and start tapping that plus minus a bunch of times again. It has a 50,000 hour battery life, which is great. It also has shake awake technology, so if you let this sit for 5 minutes, it's automatically going to turn off to conserve battery. But then when you hit it, grab it, or shake it, it's going to turn back on and you're good to go. So there you have it. It's as simple as that to mount an optic, especially the Cyelee one, to a Hellcat Pro. If this was helpful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks everybody.